Good evening, here are tonight's top stories. Jamaican singer Navarre George Barton was killed in his home in Sofia. The driver involved in the fatal March accident on Filbert Pierre Avenue has been charged. Police seized an unlicensed shotgun in Islington, New Amsterdam. A motorcyclist was killed in a crash on the Quarantine Highway. Leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton claimed that declining gold declarations are due to PPP's incompetence and corruption. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Driver charged in fatal March accident on Filbert Pierre Avenue. Shane Rouse, the driver involved in the fatal accident on March 18, 2024, on the Filbert Pierre Avenue/Mabaruma Compound Public Road, has been formally charged. The incident, which involved motorcar PXX 7767 and pedestrian Terentia Pierre, resulted in Pierre's death. Rouse appeared today at the Mabaruma Magistrates Court via Zoom before Magistrate Clive Nurse. He faced 2 charges, causing death by dangerous driving and uncertified motor vehicle. Rouse pleaded not guilty to the charge of causing death by dangerous driving. He was granted bail set at $350,000. For the charge of uncertified motor vehicle, Rouse pleaded guilty and was fined $30,000. The case continues to develop as the community seeks justice for the tragic loss of Terentia Pierre. Motorcyclist killed in Quarantine Highway crash. A fatal crash on the Quarantine Highway has claimed the life of 57-year-old Frederick Schneider of Friendship Village, Quarantine, Region 6, East Burbus Quarantine. The accident occurred around 14:20 HRS on Thursday at number 36 Village, Quarantine. It involved Schneider's motorcycle, registered CLA 1892, and a motor lorry, registered GJJ 6506, driven by a 58-year-old man from Heatburn Village, East Bank Burbus. Police reports indicate that the lorry was traveling south along the eastern drive lane when the driver noticed Schneider's motorcycle approaching from the opposite direction. The motorcycle reportedly made a sudden swerve into the lorry's lane. In an attempt to avoid a collision, the lorry driver swerved west, but the front of the motorcycle collided with the left side of the truck. Schneider was thrown from his motorcycle, sustaining severe injuries. He was immediately taken to Skeldon Public Hospital in an unconscious state, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The driver of the lorry is currently assisting police with their investigation into the tragic incident. Jamaican singer Navarre George Barton killed in Sofia home. Navarre George Barton, a 29-year-old Jamaican singer, was fatally shot on Thursday at his residence at Lot 125 Section A, South Sofia, Greater Georgetown. Barton was killed around 11:54 HRS by a 37-year-old taxi driver from Sofia, identified as a friend of the deceased, and another unidentified man. The taxi driver is currently in police custody, assisting with the investigation, while several other individuals have been questioned. According to Barton's 19-year-old girlfriend, they were in a bedroom when they heard a knock at the door. Barton asked, "Is who?" but received no response. His girlfriend looked through a glass window and saw the taxi driver and another man outside. Barton went to confront them, and shortly after, his girlfriend heard an argument about money followed by 2 loud explosions, which she presumed were gunshots. Rushing to check on Barton, she found him lying motionless on the ground, bleeding from a head wound. The suspects were seen fleeing the scene. Emergency medical technicians, EMTs, arrived and transported Barton to Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Crime scene investigators recovered 2 9mm spent shells and 2 metal fragments from the scene. Barton's body is currently at the hospital's mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. The investigation into his death continues. Police seize unlicensed shotgun in Islington, New Amsterdam. An unlicensed 12-gauge shotgun was discovered during an intel-led joint operation by police at approximately 1500 hours HRS on Thursday in Islington, New Amsterdam Burbus. The operation unfolded when police ranks received information and subsequently stopped a motor vehicle, registered PAB 3302, on the public road in Islington. However, the vehicle sped off towards the Islington seawall and came to a halt. A 33-year-old construction worker from Overwinning Housing Scheme, New Amsterdam, exited the vehicle and attempted to flee, holding an object wrapped in transparent plastic. Police gave chase, during which the suspect threw the object over the seawall before surrendering to the authorities. Due to high tide conditions, officers maintained their position at the seawall with the suspect. At around 2100 hours HRS, they searched the area and discovered the discarded object, which turned out to be an unlicensed 12-gauge shotgun. When questioned about holding a firearm license, the suspect remained silent. He was subsequently informed of the offense, cautioned, and arrested. Additionally, the driver of the motor vehicle, a 30-year-old businesswoman also from Overwinning Housing Scheme, was arrested. Both the businesswoman and the vehicle were taken to the Central Police Station for further investigation. The police investigation into the incident is ongoing.
The local gold industry continues to suffer from the PPP's incompetence and lack of drive and initiative. Both low gold production and low declaration from our local small to medium scale producers are dropping. Labor shortage in this subsector shows signs of becoming chronic. Smuggling and illegal trading are increasingly rampant. The recent arrest and arraignment of 3 persons on a joint charge of exporting gold valued at US $560,000 without a license is the mere tip of the iceberg. Let us recall that in 2019, under the coalition government, gold declaration from local small to medium scale miners reached 448,321 ounces. In 2023, under the PPP, it dropped to 32,755 ounces, nearly 30% less in weight, or $250 million US. This downward spiral is likely to persist as the government has displayed little serious and sustained effort to tackle gold smuggling, and on the other hand, to grapple with the manifestation of the resource curse in the form of skilled labor, leaving legacy tower weight in the form of skilled labor, leaving low-wage industries for the better-paying oil and construction sectors. Should new large-scale production fail to materialize as expected, Guyana will experience significant reduction in gold revenues and export earnings under the PPP. Based on our track record of success on the issue when in government, we would like to make the following recommendations. 1. An interagency task force should be assembled to address all forms of smuggling. Agency representatives should meet frequently and coordinate anti-smuggling efforts, emphasizing the sharing of information. The establishment of such a task force was critical to the coalition's effective anti-smuggling efforts. It should comprise at minimum representatives from the Guyana Gold Board, Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, Financial Intelligence Unit, Guyana Defense Force, Guyana Police Force, Guyana Revenue Authority, Attorney General's Office, and Civil Aviation Authority. International security cooperation should be emphasized with our neighbors so that borders are secured and smuggled gold returned to the jurisdiction of origin. The coalition was able to coordinate with Brazilian authorities in the past to prevent smuggling, and such partnership should be revived. Developing the skilled labor required by the industry should be a priority and incentivized. This means that there needs to be a renewed push to expand technical and vocational schools nationwide, providing them with resources and additional capacity so that the needs of the gold industry can be met. A student stipend of $50,000 a month should be provided to encourage enrollment and retention of students until graduation. Those are some of the most urgent measures that need to be undertaken to ensure our gold industry is revived. It is vital that any interagency task force is given the requisite mandate and resources. However, we do not anticipate any change of attitude and enthusiasm from the PPP on this and other sectors in its remaining time in government before the next election. The PPP, by its very nature, cannot deal with corruption because it is a corrupt entity in itself.